Just clicked start streaming.
Start streaming the feed.
Start streaming the feed. Oh, look. It says that Total Geek Live is show. I mean, it is show.
Is show.
Show.
Yes.
It's a show for yo. Live.
We are live.
Good times.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Hey.
Kaboom.
We are live.
We are here.
And
It's live time.
The stream health. As soon as I said we are live, the stream health turned orange.
Oh.
Warning.
Warning.
We are mostly live.
We're live-ish.
Live adjacent.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So much has happened in the geekdom since the last show. We've had E3. We've had Akon. Huge movies. Incredibles 2 dropped. Jurassic World dropped. Jurassic World 2 dropped.
Yeah.
Tag dropped. Talk about that a little bit.
Ocean 8 dropped.
Right? Luke Cage 2, Season 2 dropped. New season.
Westworld Season 2.
Yeah, Westworld Season 2. Voltron Season 6.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, you do. It's a really, really good season. So I'm not even sure where to begin. Although...
And then also they renewed Castlevania for Season 3. I don't think we talked about that. And the second one hasn't come out yet.
I think they pushed it back.
Right, yeah, it was supposed to come out in summer, and now it's going to be the end of the year.
For 4 more episodes?
No, we get 8.
Oh.
We get 8.
And then Season
so
3 will be
4
12.
hours. Oh,
And then
Hey, we're just getting something, so that's awesome.
No,
if they build it, they just keep building it up, then I'm okay with that.
I will tear it down. No, wait. I'll watch it down?
No, you just devour it.
Yes, I will devour
That's not how this works.
Oh, wow. Okay, so show and tell. Let's start with Mr. Top corner over here. Mr. Chapman, sir, would you like to show and or tell?
Well, actually, I did find something kind of amazing yesterday. I was looking for some stuff, and I was like, I went to a thrift store, just kind of bored to see what they have, because I keep hearing all these wonderful thrift store stories, like you find amazing stuff, and I never have. So I found this one that had like VHS tapes, but they were free, and you could take up to 20.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they're like, and there were like 2 shopping carts full of VHS tapes. So I found a couple things. Actually, they had pretty much all the blockbuster ones, like Back to the Future, all the Indiana Jones films, Star Trek, etc. I did, however, find this gem.
Oh, no.
Coming out of their shells tour, but it's the making.
The making of.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
This appeals to my inner documentarian. So I was like, I saw this, I was like, no, and I think because I was gonna go past, I was like, I don't need any VHS tapes, and I saw this, and then I also saw Raphael playing a saxophone, and I think really that's what cemented the deal for me.
Right, because he's
Well,
playing while simultaneously making love to. I mean, that hip action.
He is kind of dry humping, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He do he. So, just get on that sweet saxophone love.
That's right.
So that was my amazing find, and that was just yesterday. So I'm going to have to bring the VCR out of mothballs and watch this, and then have a discussion and probably cry a lot.
Oh my god. Wait, do you have a VCR, Danny?
Yes, somewhere, but I don't know if it still works or not.
Kaiser?
Not a working one.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I was just thinking about that too, because we have some tapes here that need to be converted or something. But yeah,
Because if the making is good and tells me the behind the scenes story I didn't know that I wanted to know, then I may have to go find the actual concert.
Then you get to see old Master Splinter doing his big ballad about skipping stones.
Oh God, I saw that. Yeah, I've seen clips of it. It's like the Star Wars Holiday Special. You have to kind of build up to it, and you're not sure if you're ready for it, but here you are. So,
Yeah.
terrified but intrigued.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, great find.
I'm pleased.
Anything else big going on?
Oh, not too much. Just been keeping busy, just trying to get some creative ideas. I had to go pay final respects to Toys R Us this week. Got to give the shout out to Toys R Us. There's nothing left. It was like a big store of depressing, but yeah. So that was kind of my little last goodbye to it for everything.
Oh. Well, okay, on that sad note, let's go to B, who had something very big happen. Around the summer solstice.
Yeah, so last Thursday was summer solstice, and I released my second book that I co-wrote with my sister. So that was really exciting.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun getting that out there, and I'm very excited about it because I'm finally like done with it and it's out there and people can read it and can fit and take it in. And now we're starting to work on the third book, which we also wrote at the same time. We wrote all the first two, and now going back to it, we're like, oh my God, all these things that we have to change, and it's such a different. Our idea now is a lot more involved and complex than what it was 3-4 years ago when we actually wrote it, and it's kind of fun to see, how I've grown as a writer, but also to like, oh yeah, these characters aren't even here anymore. Oh yeah, that one's fun. So that's been kind of fun to kind of get back into it, and the writing part, which is a lot more fun than all the business part of stuff.
Are you doing a book signing tour like the first book? Is anything in the plans?
We're doing it in August, so we're taking a couple of, or taking a month to kind of get prepped and ready for that. We're doing 3 in Texas, 1 here, and then maybe another one to be determined, as we can see. So yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So that takes us down to Danny or me. Are we going clockwise or zigzagging?
Usually I think we go clockwise.
All right.
Beardo.
What'd you call me? Well,
Beardo.
For those of you in the know, there is memes galore about the glory that is the Steam summer sale, where it's usually just pictures of like wallets with money flying out and the discounts flying everywhere, and lots of Gaben in his, holiness with discounts everywhere. I told myself I wasn't going to buy anything. I really don't have the money to buy anything at the moment. But I still have a few dollars in my PayPal credit, and I saw it. Something I've always been interested in. And I don't have it here, but I have this because it's actually hooked up in the living room. But the Steam Link. Ooh.
I got that today, actually, just before the show.
Did you?
See,
I did. You inspired me, so I went forward.
It was $2. It was $2.50. That's why I bought it, basically.
It's usually 50.
Yeah. It's
wow.
And basically what it allows you to do is any computer you have in your home that has Steam on it and all your Steam games, You take the Steam Link and you stick it on, say, in the living room on your main TV, and it'll broadcast Steam to that TV. So, without having to, like, hook a whole giant computer up or, anything in the living room, I have this box that's literally not much bigger than this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
And boom, I have a whole library, all my 600 plus games that's in my Steam backlog. I can now sit in the comforts of my living room and enjoy.
That's awesome. Yay.
Yeah. And so I don't have it directly wired at the moment, so I'm going off of Wi-Fi, and it is a little laggy. But David and I sat and played for a couple hours last night playing Shaolin versus Wu-Tang, or Wushu. I think it's Wu-Tang. Either way, fun game. If you like fighters and like old, like Chop Socky, Wire Fu, it's a very fun fighting game. And so we sat and played that. And so I may not be productive ever again. Just so you know.
Well, I may be joining you because I noticed an excitement for me. It's one of those free-to-play MMOs, Dungeons and Dragons Neverwinter. This week they released a Ravenloft expansion, the vampire campaign.
Wow!
So it's free to play, and that's all I need. So I'm going to be selling my soul to play that.
So it's free to play, but yet you're still going to sell your soul for this thing that costs nothing. Guy, your soul is worth so much more.
Well, it's the end user license agreement. They have some pretty strict things. You want to play the free thing,
Oh,
it's a monkey's paw sort of thing.
Of course it is. Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Sounds really cool, though.
So I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, I am too. I had the Genesis collection loaded up before the stream, and I was playing through Comic Zone, and it kicked my ass. So I switched to
That's Comic Zone.
Dude, One Life? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Screw that noise.
That's developers that just hate gamers.
I know. Let's make a beautiful game with a great concept and fluid animation, and just abuse you for wanting to play it.
Pretty, isn't it? Too bad you'll never see level 2.
Exactly.
There you go.
Bastards.
You have to get a Game Genie.
Can
A
you
Game
download-
Steamy.
The Game Steamy. Is like, is there one on Steam? That's
That just sounds bad. Let's not use that.
A steaming pile. All right, Dan. So that's.
Yeah, I don't have anything to show because I forgot to bring in my concert T-shirt. But here lately, I've just kind of been geeking out on music and going to almost back-to-back concerts.
What?
I went and saw Slayer's last concert in Dallas, Texas, as they are going, and I think actually they finished up their final tour because they're giving it up. They're putting up their heavy metal guitars and double kick drum sets and everything, and they're retiring after all this time. So it was a very surreal experience. They had a band that Testament was there, another band from Poland called Behemoth, Anthrax, and then Lamb of God, and then finally Slayer. And the funny thing is Lamb of God, their bass player looked like Gandalf the Wizard. He was like the oldest guy in the entire place, and he's just sitting there rocking out playing bass guitar to death metal. I was just shook watching him and how much energy he had. And
so he looked like Gandalf the Wizard as opposed to Gandalf the dry cleaner.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy.
But,
But
I didn't know you went to the Slayer show. That's awesome.
yeah, yep. And I had to get a T-shirt to prove it, and it was my first time seeing them live, and sadly last time. So it was a very weird experience, but one that I will cherish for the rest of my days. And then last night, I actually got to see Weezer in concert.
That's amazing.
This is, I think, my 4th time seeing them live, and they put on a great show. As much as I hate Coca-Cola Starplex, whatever it's called right now, I hate that venue. It's just the acoustics are bad and all that, but I can tell they've improved it a little bit, and definitely Weezer put on a great show. Right before them, the Pixies played, and I mean, if anybody is an alternative music person, you know that the Pixies are the staple of alternative music. They started in 1986. They're from Boston, Massachusetts, but they inspired so many other talented. I mean, I tell everyone I know, if we didn't have the Pixies, we wouldn't have Nirvana, we wouldn't have Blur, which then turned into Gorillaz, we wouldn't have Radiohead, and so many, and Weezer. We wouldn't have Weezer. They were so inspirational to so many other bands. So it was really cool to see them perform live too. And man, did they put on a show. They just rocked out. They didn't talk a whole lot.
Did they play?
In fact, I think.
Did they play any of the Rentals stuff? Like Friends of P?
With Weezer, no, because that's all Matt Sharp stuff, and he's been long gone with them. Yeah, when he left, because he left after the Blue album. So, but yeah, so I got my music geek on this past month. It was a lot of fun. I haven't been in concerts in a while, and it was good to get back out there and see. Actually, in fact, I even saw there was a free concert in Plano. It was Polyphonic Spree, and
nice.
That was great because Tim DeLauder is just a phenomenal performer and can really. I mean, he has so much energy, and he just puts on a great show. And it was free. I mean, what's not to like, you know?
Man, Danny, all the shows you did, Akon, and put out some great cosplay videos. I mean, you're getting around, and that make me feel like I should probably leave the house.
Yeah, man, definitely. That's the thing is definitely there's so many opportunities out there. In fact, I'm going to the Fort Worth Modern Art Museum because they're right now all the way until September 16th. I can't pronounce his name, but he's the Japanese version of Andy Warhol.
Oh, Steve.
And he has a Steve
Warhol.
He has these very, very a really cool art exhibit going on right now over in Fort Worth. And I have to go. I'm going to take pictures and maybe some video and kind of come up with a little collage video for our channel.
Nice.
Because it's a lot. It's very pop art. It's very kawaii, which means cute in Japanese. And but even some of the stuff is like super risque. I mean, there's like, whoa, the kids don't need to be seeing that.
That's way too cute. Avert your eyes, children.
And I don't know if it costs anything, but it's a museum, so I mean, I can't. I would like to think that it doesn't cost too much to get in. But you know, you just look out there and find there's so many different kinds of things that are either free or a minimum cost, and you can experience all sorts of cool geeky things.
That reminds me, I still need to head up to Frisco to check out the video game museum up there.
That's right. Yep, Video Game and the Hall of Fame Museum.
That's
Guy, did I cut you off? I'm sorry. I started.
No, I hadn't said anything yet. I was just shaking my head because I need to go to the Frisco Museum as well. I haven't been there yet. Bad me.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Not all of us.
We all need to go.
Well, maybe when
Field trip.
somebody's in town for a book tour, somebody can drive in from Florida, and we can all meet in the crosshairs.
Together.
In the middle.
I'll start driving your way. You start driving mine. Meet in the middle.
So yeah, there's lots of stuff that's been happening this month. First, the biggest geek news. I mean, I can't kind of grapple my head around how big this is, but the merger is finalized.
Yes.
It's happening. It got past the antitrust thing, and now it's just a little hurdles to make.
Past the bidding war?
Yeah, past the bidding war. The Comcast tried to elbow their way in, and
okay,
Mouse
was there a second Comcast bid, or did Disney just double down?
Just one.
It was just one Comcast bid, and then Disney opened up his little, printing machine of money and said, "Here you go." Yeah, pretty much. But that means Fantastic X-Men. They're all back into Marvel Disney. All the animation, film, live action rights, everything is now in one house. So that's really exciting, and it means a lot of potential cool things happening for Phase 4 and 5 of the MCU, which is exciting.
Right.
So potentials are pretty exciting. So that's a really huge kind of monumental. And yeah, recast Phoenix. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm a little hesitant about the whole Disney-Fox merger. I mean, from the Marvel standpoint, it's great. Yay for Fantastic Four and X-Men. Hopefully we'll finally get a really nice digitally restored X-Men 90s cartoon, which I would love.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll finally get the original theatrical versions of the original Star Wars trilogy again, which I'd love. Past that, I'm a little hesitant. Just everything else, what is that going to mean for Aliens and Predator and Simpsons and X-Files and so on and so forth? What is Disney going to do with that? And the fact that I don't know, since they seem to be focusing exclusively on 2 or 3 things, I don't know. I'm very hesitant outside of the happiness that could be for Star Wars and Marvel. So, well, I guess the Alien Queen could be a Disney princess.
Yeah, there's that.
Now she is.
Well, and the interesting thing is that with Hulu, Disney now owns a majority stake in Hulu itself.
I love steak.
Yes. So they've been talking about doing their own streaming service. My opinion is why rebuild the wheel? Why not just buy out the 10 or 20% that the other companies have, because you're the majority shareholder, and just make Hulu your streaming platform?
I know they're planning to do that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know Disney's planning to do a streaming service. Maybe they will do it that way.
Yeah. I mean, infrastructure's already built. All you need to do is just refresh the content. You can rebrand it, Disney, Hulu, whatever. And
get rid of anything that's not Disney, Marvel, ABC related.
Well,
my guess would be they would probably want to do that, just so that they don't have it unless the money's too good. I mean, if they say, well, pay us and we'll leave it up there, then it's just more money for them.
Oh, that reminds me. I actually saw this today. Warner Brothers is doing a DC Universe streaming service.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all the new movies. Yeah. But,
Titan's supposed to be on there.
Right.
Yeah, Batman the Animated Series, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, Christopher Reeve, Superman. Don't know about Adam West Batman, but I don't know how deep and encompassing they'll go. But
they'll run out of content very quickly.
Right. Well, I mean, it's streaming, so you just watch what you want to watch, right? It's just there.
But I mean, they only have so much content, so you could binge it in a week.
But here's hoping that maybe they're bringing, also along with that, they're bringing a pile of cash for content creators to come out with new content that's kind of centralized around the DC universe. That would be ideal, Then you could look at delving deep into some properties that maybe have never had any kind of love, and
we could rebrand and sell ourselves as DC Geek Live.
No, we could, or we could do something. We could show run a show based on one of their properties. Let's give Plastic Man his a new show.
Yes,
Dude,
yes. That's one I would absolutely want.
Let's bring that back for the kiddies now.
I think Guy could
I
pull
could
off
do that.
Plastic Man.
The voiceovers. Yeah, we could show run that thing. That'd be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Find me the tights.
All right, here you go. Oh.
I'm ready to shave my legs, but
were his legs shaved?
Sacrifices.
I thought they were stubbly.
I don't remember, outside of his head, I don't remember any hair on him. I think he's pretty clean.
Yeah, there's no.
I just remember
he's plastic, man.
The big white goggles.
Just get the red unitard.
Black hair. Yep.
Boom! Instant costume.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
skin color.
brain's turning. I'm visualizing.
Yeah. Speaking of all like the DC stuff, we kind of have to talk about what the F is going on with the Joker. Now at least 3 rumors of Joker solo films that are not Jared Leto.
What is that all about?
Of Jared Leto hopping off and going into Sony's Morbius, which nobody asked for. So what is he even in Suicide Squad now? What's happening? Is he going to be in the Batman movie? Like, who's this person? Is it going to be Joaquin Phoenix? Is it going to be what's the other one?
This is like a Joker cinematic universe, which is too much.
It is. You're right. No.
I think they're just throwing a bunch of spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks. It almost sounds like desperation.
Yeah, I think
from
they're just
the Warner Brothers side,
leaking news and seeing what the noise is.
Right, and then based on that, then they'll make their decision on which one they'll do based on the amount of noise that whatever gets. But going back to your Morbius. I wouldn't mind a Morbius film if it meant Blade. I would like to see a Blade versus Morbius movie be made, but that's really all. I don't want a Morbius without Blade.
Yeah.
Spirits of Vengeance.
Yes.
Well, let's go with that idea. So you have a Morbius thing, you have a Blade thing, you have a Ghost Rider thing, and who was the other one? Was it the original Ghost Rider as well? That was Spirits of Vengeance?
Yes.
Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay, correct. Thank you.
Johnny and Reyes?
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny.
Well, it was Danny Ketch back then, in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Danny Ketch. Man, that's a...
That's what he called that.
Nice pull.
Bam. But okay, yeah, do like the Defenders thing, but
Yeah, but with them now that would be kind of cool.
Because that could be dark and bloody as shit and awesome, and yeah, I'm cool for that.
Bring the Darkhold back from you already had that going on in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There you go, nice little thing.
And
bring back Blackheart.
I was impressed with. Especially for TV, how well Ghost Rider looked and performed. On a TV show. I mean, it was.
I was hesitant about that, but yeah.
It looked better than some of the Nicolas Cage shots.
Oh yeah.
You know, I have the Ghost Rider movie on my PSP.
Is that why you pulled it out of storage recently?
Yes, I wanted to see Nick Cage as Ghost Rider. It was $3. What was I
Put on a
supposed
screen like this big.
Yeah.
to? Yeah, but it's a Wii screen.
I kind of liked the Spirit of Vengeance Ghost Rider movie. The one that was directed by the Crank guys. Because it was just so shit crazy.
Is that the one with Idris Elba?
I think so, yeah. It's the one where he turns...
the second one.
Yeah, the second one. Where he turns the giant, like, Harvard... Like, it looks like a giant motorcycle wheel. It's like a grain harvester or some digging machine, and he turns that into, like, his ride, and this giant flaming... I mean, it was some cool ideas behind it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and spend the rest of the show defending Ghost Rider.
But we should. Let's take a stand. Let's dig our heels in this sucker. No one else is doing it.
The B's waving around. He's got something to say about it.
So, I am a 90s geek from, trading cards, comic book cards, and everything like that. And they are about to release, I think, this week or next week, the new Fleer Ultra Marvel Universe comic cards.
Really?
And I'm so down for it. I've seen some of the images floating around. I'm like, oh my god, I want to get all of it right now. And they're not selling it at all. It's on sets. There's no sets. So you have to go old
You had to buy the packs.
Yeah. I'm like,
wow.
Who's selling? Is it? Are they going in the stores, or is it like DC Direct? Or
yeah, they're going into the stores. And I don't know exactly which ones.
Think it's part of the Walmart DC Comic Initiative to have the old trading cards and the comics and everything all right there.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm super down to getting these because I have almost all the collections from the 80s, 90s.
I still have a box as well.
Yeah, and they're in sleeves and everything, and I was like, yeah. So.
No, I'm sad.
And then you brought up the Walmart thing, which is kind of interesting. I know, Danny, you were talking about it too before, because they're doing DC and Walmart. I guess are getting together to kind of bring comics back to Walmart.
Right. They've got. There's already been photos out in the wild with the displays of where they're going to go, and word is that we're talking 100-page comics.
$4.99.
Big, yeah, for $4.99. So it's a lot of content for a pretty decent price, and they're talking about this as a way to, especially for DC side, to get their eyes, or get eyes on their product from kids that just are there with their families or whatever, shopping at Walmart. And obviously this will probably be over in the toy section somewhere.
Like the old days. Oh man.
So yeah, exactly. Kind of related to this, GameStop will be selling comics in the old school turntable stand things that you used to see like at
gonna be here.
The the old school drugstores like Haship's and stuff used to have.
That's how I used to get my comics. I go to 7-Eleven and get my hot chocolate.
Spin it around. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Whether this gets more people interested into reading comics, and maybe Marvel will jump in and team up with Target.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I hope it does, though, because I remember back in the 90s how fun that was to go to like Walmart and you'd see like a ton of packs. I mean, you could get like a couple issues of X-Men, like a whole run of like a Spider-Man storyline. Of course, you get stuff like Super Pro, but you know you can't win them all. God, Super Pro is a painful magazine.
Oof, yeah. And then speaking of DC, they're going through a lot of changes lately. Jeff Johns, who was one of the DC executives, stepped down. He was also largely responsible for a lot of the DC Warner Brothers films, you know, advising wise. So that's kind of see him take a step out. And then Brian Michael Bendis, his first issues of Superman have just come out too this month. So there's been some interesting developments on that front. Have you read any of them yet?
I haven't. David has, and he's actually really enjoying.
Which series?
The Brian Michael Bendis Superman stuff.
I have the first 2 issues. I haven't sat down with them just yet. They're on my rotation right now.
Yeah, he was worried because Brian Michael Bendis writes dialogue weird a lot of times.
Well, everyone sounds like each other, so...
Yeah, but he says his voice for Superman, he actually turns out to really enjoy. So that gives me hope to sit down and read. Yeah, I haven't read any of that. The only thing I've read lately, comic-wise, is the Hanna-Barbera DC crossovers.
Yes.
Flash and Speed Buggy and
nice.
Black Lightning and Hong Kong Phooey, Jabberjaw and Aquaman. Is that it?
Super Sons and Dynamite.
Yes. How
So,
could I forget Super Sons and Dynamite? That was
a good one. I really liked that one.
You're enjoying them?
Oh, they're good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Very good.
I love how wacky the combinations are. That's really cool.
I know, but it fits so well. I mean, I love the idea of Speed Buggy and Flash.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This works so well.
So yeah. Let's see here. Wow. Luke Cage. Have you guys watched Luke Cage season 2 yet?
No.
Not yet. It's on my rotation.
It's on my list. Gotta get to it.
I saw one episode of Lost in Space. Gonna watch the others soon, but it's in rotation.
Things in rotation.
Yeah.
Total Geek Live edition.
We could talk. That's a subject that we could talk about. Is just the amount of content. I mean, I'm not done with Westworld season 2.
Neither am I.
There's just so much content. Not talking about just TV shows, but movies and video games and stuff. And like
comics,
Baltimore
books
with movies. I mean, you just picked up the AMC new Movie Pass thing. So when you're able to watch 3 movies a week, that even adds more onto it of all your options, all these options that you have. Like it's tell us about that experience.
So you told me about this first. I think you brought it up on the chat, and you know, of course, we were like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And then Kai's like, "Great, no AMC in Corsicana."
Right.
And you know, so John and I researched it and figured out that this would be a really good deal. And first day you could buy it was Tuesday. Bought it Tuesday. Tuesday night we were seeing an IMAX Jurassic World.
Jurassic Park World.
It's a whole world of Jurassic Park.
The monthly pass, I think it was like $29, and the IMAX ticket was $20. Anyway, it's like basically I got my money's worth from one showing almost, because IMAX 3D so expensive. And then last night we went and saw Tag, which is actually really awesome and fun. I know that I wasn't expecting it to be a lot of fun and enjoy it as much as I did, but it was fun. And then you can see like some of the people that it was based off of in the end credits, and you see a lot of stuff they pulled for the movie came from actual, recorded stuff. So that's kind of neat to see that the transition from it. So pretty awesome.
And that works for any AMC. Does like 4D theaters count?
Yep. Anything. You can see any version of the movie you want to see 3 times a week. And you can reserve your tickets too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We are reserved for Ant-Man and the Wasp for next week.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Done IMAX 3D, no worries. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good deal, I think. So if you have the opportunity and you do see a lot of films, this would be really great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, then I'll check it out.
So if you don't live in Corsicana, enjoy. Go.
Right. Yeah, if you have an AMC movie theater near you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, tell us all about it.
Womp womp.
Oh. But yeah, there's just so much good content, and the struggle is real. Trying to find the time to, I mean, it's like you almost have to come up with your own schedule and bust open an Excel file or something.
It's like, what am I doing time?
It's like I could shave an hour off of sleep here. I could watch this on lunch. I can,
Yeah.
It's like, how long does laundry take? Okay. During that, I can watch.
Uh-huh.
It's funny though that you said good content, because right now I'm on a quest to find like what could possibly be the worst movie ever. So I'm torturing myself slowly. Last week I saw Riff Track's Space Mutiny. I think my favorite part was someone who was killed, and then like 3 scenes later he saw her back alive at her console. That's dedication to her job.
All right.
But yeah, I'm finding some winners, I guess you could say.
So, do you not like yourself anymore? Is this like a spiritual journey you're on? Is this like...
It's a spiritual journey, I think, because I can tell you what I think are some of the best movies ever made, but now I'm trying to go on the other side of the spectrum. I'm trying to go for the worst movies ever made, and it's a slow, meticulous torture that I'm embarking on.
So do you... Okay, of the ones that you've seen so far, do you have a bottom 5 list, basically?
Okay, that's funny because I actually... I think I found one that might be the contender. I saw a movie 43, which came out. Yeah, again, the journey is the destination.
Dedication, man.
I don't know who and how they blackmailed all these people. I don't know what they were dragged into to be in this film, probably against their will, but it's staggeringly bad. I think Birdemic is another one that is just god awful. Trying to think, Battlefield Earth is another one.
See, for me, if it's supposed to be big budget and or have talent attached to it, makes it worse for me, because there's like endless like 70s exploitation movies that are just god awful, and stuff like Birdemic that it was a guy with no budget, no camera, and those are gonna be horrific for the most part. It's the stuff like Movie 43 and Battlefield Earth.
Who cares? They didn't care about the movie. You don't have to care about the name.
Just a planet.
Or for me, one of my movies I just dislike to no end is Black Hat with Chris Hemsworth. The movie offended me. It was so formulaic and so generic, and I really just do not like that movie. That's like one of the worst movies I've seen, because it's a big name director and some big name talent behind it and all this stuff, and it's
What was the premise of that?
It's about hackers. Okay. Chris Hemsworth is like some pretty boy awesome hacker.
Zero cool wannabe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was, while we were talking, I actually found my list. I might have to replace one of these with movie 43 because, as I said, it's got top-notch directors, top-notch actors for all these little things. It's like a Kentucky Fried Movie, Groove Tube sort of thing. And it's like a lot of them actually ended up in Marvel movies, both Fox and MCU, which is kind of funny because it's like James Gunn and Halle Berry and Hugh Jackman, Chris Pratt's in it for crying out loud. But my list was before movie 43, which I've got to figure out where this is going to go. Birdemic, Sausage Party.
Oh, God.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Big Money Hustlers with the Insane Clown Posse. And Paranormal Activity because I won't say, but I hate that ending. Just that thinking about the ending of Paranormal Activity just pisses me off to no end.
That I haven't seen it yet.
What's that?
I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it.
I wanted to
spoil it. That
something.
movie's been out for like years.
I know.
Yeah, they're like on Paranormal Activity 8 or 9 now.
8 or 9, yeah.
They don't care. Why should we? But yeah, I'm trying to think because they're also bad. But I'm trying to figure out where 43 is going to take over. Which one gets booted? Sad but true. I was actually in Mall Cop 2 when it was in Vegas.
I was going to ask you, what's the offensive part of Paul Blart 2? That they made a sequel to it? That it's in Vegas? What?
That it exists?
I like him a lot, and I've seen both of them. I haven't seen the second one as much as I've seen the first one, probably for a reason. But I'm curious to hear.
Well, you talk about the Mummy being the dark universe, okay? Right. That is not the dark universe. Everything that Happy Madison Productions puts out is the true dark universe of cinema. So there's that. Because everything is corporate shows. These movies are basically paid vacations for the cast. I don't think they're actually out to make movies. I think they justify their tax expenses by making these things. Paul Blart 2 is just offensive because, hey, we have an overweight guy and he falls down a lot. And they spent like a month or so at the Wynn, and it's a commercial for the Wynn. And, Jen and I have actually talked about this. Where would the third one go? And we've decided that has to be a cruise ship because they obviously, it's summer, they're going to need to go on a cruise and justify it on their tax expenses. So Paul Blart 3 will probably be on a cruise ship. He'll fall down a lot. This one, I'm thinking up the ante. He'll probably have an X-Lax related episode, and that will step it up to the genius that is Mark Shart,
the world,
Mark, whatever it's called.
The world is sorely lacking a Segway chase on a cruise ship.
Yes.
My God, yeah.
And I hope that just, oh my God, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I was there.
So since that is in your top 5, I would say you would rank that also as like the worst movie you've ever been in.
Production was fine. I don't have anything wrong with production. It wasn't that. It was just when I saw it, it was a movie that entered a special void that like mastered the art form of being unfunny. And the only time I laughed was one scene, and I think because I was more confused that this was actually happening. So
that's crazy. So
that's my recommendation.
Have you seen The Room, or whatever it was based off of?
I've seen The Disaster Artist,
okay,
which I thought was entertaining. It was kind of like an Ed Wood sort of thing. I haven't seen The Room, but I feel I need to because it's the quest.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So I've prattled on for a while. Let's go around. Let's discuss the worst movies everyone has seen. So we'll go clockwise. Baltimore.
Oh man, now I'm on the spot.
Yeah. I've heard Gem is horrible. Has anyone seen that?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
It's really bad. It's so bad because it doesn't honor the source material.
Mm-hmm.
It just leaned into the source material instead of just naming people and not really going with it. They would have had a chance. But when they do things like that, it ruins the whole, like, it almost makes me as angry as when they put a sequel onto something and basically tell the same story, like Dangerously. What was the one with Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon? Dangerous Liaison 1.
Oh, Dangerous Liaisons, right?
No, but it was Cruel Intentions.
Oh, that's right.
Cruel Intentions.
So they did a sequel to Cruel Intentions, which was the exact same thing, basically the exact same story. But it just, like, seriously, you're milking the teat of a franchise with nothing. There's nothing new to it. There's no talent there in it. It's just terrible. It makes me so mad. That's what gets me really upset about movies. And when it's something like camping with kids, like that Disney zombie thing.
Oh God, that just looks so bad. We should do a group watching. We should live stream that watching that.
All right.
And just have our reactions, all four of us.
Who wants to join us?
Popular.
Comment if you're not watching us live now, but you're watching us later. Put in the comments. Would you join us for a live viewing of Disney's Zombies?
It's out on DVD.
It's our most popular trailer trash.
It is.
Yeah.
If 50 people comment, I will dye my hair green and I will do full cosplay of a Disney's version of a zombie.
Of a Joker?
Yes.
I said Zoker.
A
zombie Joker.
A zombo.
Zoker.
A zomber.
What about you, Kaiser?
Well, like Black Hat, I had mentioned.
But you like bad movies possibly more than I do.
I do.
But you like them, though.
I know. I legitimately enjoy them. Which is what I said. It's usually like the big name movies that crap the bed that offend me most.
Movie 43.
Oh yeah, 43. I'd seen it and I'd blocked it out of my memory until you were talking about it. I was like, oh wait, that's the one with that period gag. Like this.
Oh God.
It was. I mean, it's poor Chloe Maurice.
Yeah.
She's in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had someone else from Kick-Ass as well too. God, I can't remember who the guy was, but yeah. Again, big name talent in this thing. It's stunning.
Because you drew a great parallel. It was like a modern Kentucky Fried Movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just without anything you can pause and pleasure yourself to, or anything funny, or any redeeming. And it wasn't like so offensive.
Oh, what's offensive? It's misogynistic. It's racist, and
but see, so
and not in a way that progresses anything.
Yeah.
And not in a shocking way. It's like, oh my God, it caught me off guard. No, it's just I didn't laugh. It's the most joyless piece of shit that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I'd say maybe RoboCop 3. I tried watching that again. It's just so poorly put together. It's one of those. It's like I imagine the script was really cool, and like. You're watching it's like it might have made a great animated episode, but as a live action full-fledged sequel, it's just bad. And it's like Frank and it's got like, original cast, Frank Miller wrote it, it's all the stuff that should be cool. He's got a jetpack. I mean, come on, how does RoboCop with a jetpack fighting, Japanese samurai ninja robots bad? How did they make that bad?
Right.
That's the eternal question.
How did they make that not enjoyable is what I should say. Because they made it bad. Like, even RoboCop 2 has, redeeming qualities that I enjoy a lot. But 3, my God, was a shite show.
All right, Danny. You got some haterade in there.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, well, I mean, we started off with The Last Jedi, and then we go to there's that one guy who likes to. He's kind of like the guy. He's kind of like the disaster artist before the disaster artist. He starred in his own movies like Buffalo '66.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ed Wood.
Vince.
Something.
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't like it. It was bad.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
But it has Christina Ricci.
And was she in that?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Battlefield Earth for sure, because I actually went to the movie theater for that pile of crap.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was $3 or whatever. It was no big deal. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What else?
While you're thinking,
Yeah.
I had read that they're giving Ryan Johnson the X-Men movie now that it's with Disney.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Don't even.
I made it up. I'm sorry.
God, I said, well, nope, I'm off the table.
Anything that man does, I'm out. I'm out.
At least with Last Jedi, it had the elements present that could properly define it as a film, even if it was messy and nihilistic. That was not my experience last night.
A buddy of ours from Midway, guy, I don't know if you saw, Tony Dormanish, posted that his kids saw Last Jedi on Netflix now, got all excited, and they instantly put it on. We're watching it, and it got to the scene where they're on the Jedi Island, and Luke is drinking the breast milk, and his kid looks at him and goes, "Luke Skywalker drinks pee-pee?" And he didn't know how to respond. He just said, "Yep."
No, but it's subversive. You don't understand.
Here we are. Yeah. I think a lot of the remakes fail pretty miserably.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think Total Recall remake did well.
See, I haven't seen it, and I was curious. Was it bad, or did it just not find an audience?
The action was good in Total Recall, but it was just like, it bore. The story wasn't as, and I didn't care for the original.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting. I just thought the execution of it was a little left to be desired for the time that it was released with the special effects and so forth. But this one is just, it didn't fulfill any of the promises that I was hoping it would.
No three-breasted prostitutes. No.
I think they had one. It was just like, eh.
Really? It's like, yeah, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you had Schwarzenegger delivering such poignant lines as, "You have what you want, give these people the air."
And that great scene of him on Mars, his eyes bugging out.
That was the greatest sound I've heard.
Oh, man.
When he's pulling
years now, I've been mocking that sound. So,
Erasure was a pretty bad Schwarzenegger movie. I didn't like that one.
That was the last movie I saw in the drive-in. No,
wow.
I'm lying. That's the last movie I saw in the drive-in in California.
Okay.
Almost anything that Adam Sandler has done in the past, 2 decades. Almost. With the exceptions of, Wedding Singer, 50 First Dates. The rest of it, crap.
Yeah, I haven't bothered watching the Cobblestone Cobbler or whatever, the shoe thing.
It's...
Not interested.
Yeah.
They even made a sequel to that one where it was like him and all his buddies camping or something, and somebody had a hot daughter and
Grown Ups
stuff.
or whatever.
Grown Ups?
Yeah.
I
They made it Grown Ups too.
Well, everyone has the defense about Adam Sandler. It's like all his movies suck, but there's Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. That seems to be the thing where it's like, that seems.
And then it's like, oh wait, also Wedding Singer was good. Oh wait, and then they start
Wedding Singer.
Water Boy,
And then it goes into the dark universe of Deuce Bigelow, Ace Gigolo, and Joe Dirt.
The thing that bothers me most about it is that every time I see him on screen, I see that they're cutting away right before he laughs. And it totally takes me out of it. And it's almost every single person that's in that group. And I get it, you're with friends, it's fun, you're having a good time, I get it. But as an audience member, I want the illusion of the story.
Well, they just need the footage to convince the shareholders they're actually doing something with their time and money.
Exactly what you said, that totally makes sense now, Guy. It totally makes sense.
His latest one, and we're at our hour mark, so we'll wrap here. He did one with Chris Rock recently, the wedding week or the last week or something. It's a Netflix only. It's about his daughter marrying his son, or vice versa, and them preparing for the wedding and stuff. It's way like if you're looking at like his Netflix stuff, it's like you got Ridiculous 6 down here, and like this is his Citizen Kane. Anyway, we could sit and fill hours and hours talking about crappy movies, which we might do sometime. Just sit and just have a bitch fest. But
oh my God!
Wow! Thank you everyone for tuning in. It has been a pleasure. Next month is our 1-year anniversary.
That it is.
And you're going to see some format changes and stuff around here as we adjust to our lives as they've changed over this last year. Yes, 1 year.
Yeah, so we're entering our terrible twos now.
Yes.
Wow.
We're gonna be
We're just going to be difficult.
We're gonna whine a lot more. We're just gonna bitch about movies constantly. Bitch about games. Bitch about comic books. Bitch about people.
Yeah,
who
I'd like
bitch
to
about
think
movies.
I'd like to think we're going to be the little baby in Roger Rabbit, walking around with a cigar in our mouth and cussing and all that. Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
We're gonna be
That's how I see us.
Yeah.
Baby Herman.
Yes.
Paging Baby Herman.
So yeah, so stay tuned, and we will fill you in on our next show, all the big stuff. So don't freak out if you notice some of our content's kind of slowed down a bit. We're just gearing up for a gear change and doing some new stuff for you. But
Yeah.
I guess what? This is the same geek time. No wait, it's all geek to us. How could I forget? Bye.
No,
And
Wow.
it's all geek to us. That's all.
Except for that one time, but we don't talk about that.
Right.
that's new jump from the alternate universe.
Yeah, over there we're still saying what I almost said, which I won't repeat.
Thank you.
Love
Where you
guys.
just quoted lines from movie 43.
Yes. Everybody, go watch movie 43.
No. No one needs to do that to themselves.
Don't pay for it, at least.
All right, we're out of here.
Learn from my mistakes.
Yes.
So there's
Oh,
you can
oh no, we're still live. You started talking. Okay, stream over.